Hi everybody, good evening and welcome to tonight's webinar. Our webinar tonight is Secure Messaging, Healthlink Smartform and Specialist Referrals in Medical Director. My name is Sally and I'm from Eastern Melbourne Primary Health Network. INFIN is primarily funded by the Australian Government to improve the care and support people receive from health services. We aim to improve the health of our community, which includes using technology to make the broader health system work more effectively. In our webinar tonight, we'll be looking at 3 learning outcomes. First one, understand how secure messaging works, learn how to send specialist referrals using SR specialists and referrals, learn how to send, receive and check delivery status of referrals. So before we begin tonight, just to let you know that you are all on mute, and you can at any time ask questions by putting them in the chat, which is just at the bottom of your screen. And we'll do our very best to answer, or Nicole will do her very best to answer those questions after her presentation today. So before we begin, I'm just going to read the Welcome to Country. So we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and their continuing connection to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to them and their cultures and to elders both past and present. So tonight we are going to hear from Nicole Matthews. She's a specialist liaison from Servan Media. Nicole is part of the team that checks that we have the correct information on record for the specialists, working with Healthlink to ensure the referrals are delivered into the correct software. Nicole's focus is on supporting the specialist practice with electronic referrals, including proactively calling to check referrals are being seen and managed by the admin teams. So let me please now hand over to Nicole from New Zealand. So she's been really awesome to stay up late for us tonight. So I'll hand over to Nicole. Thank you so much.
Hi, thank you, Sally. Ooh, is that going to cause problems, the sound? Is that okay for you guys? Okay, so hi and welcome to a demonstration of SR in Medical Director. So SR Specialists and Referrals is a referral service for private specialists or medical specialists in private practice. We are the medical specialist directory that is now in the GP software. So we are in Medical Director, Best Practice, Genie and MedTech. So it's live, it's up and running, you don't need to do anything. As long as you've got access to Healthlink, you can send referrals using SR Specialists and Referrals. So what can I say? So I'll just run through it a bit and then I'll give you a bit more background on SR as well. So when you're in Medical Director, you need to be in a patient record. So here I've got my test patient open, Donald Duck. And then I go to Healthlink Forms on the right-hand side and I click on that. And then I go to a new form. And this brings you to the Healthlink landing page. So these are all the other Healthlink smart forms that you might be familiar with. A lot of people use the aged care referral as well as the hearing and the driving smart forms through Healthlink. So what you need to do is you need to look for SR Specialists and Referrals. And you click on that there and you come up to the Specialists and Referrals landing page. So here's a picture of the Medical Specialist Directory, the book that's been going for 20 years in Australia. And that book gets sent out to the GP and the specialist practices. And it's a directory that we work very hard on keeping up to date. So that is now in the software here. So what we can do is we have some search functions over here. So you can either look for the specialist by name if you know somebody, or you can choose by category. And then if you choose by category, you do have to probably enter a suburb in, otherwise it's going to come up with the whole of New South Wales or the whole of Victoria, depending on where you're based, or you can search by keyword. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to show you a category. So let's choose a category. We're going to go to cardiology. And what we can do is we can search specialists, and this will bring up all the specialists in Victoria, because that's where my computer's based at the moment. So you can see there's quite a lot of specialists and groups. So how this works is we have got advertisers who advertise in the medical specialist directory, and they will come up on the top, and then it will go down to people who don't advertise, and everyone will be in alphabetical order. So everybody is listed, whether they're an advertiser or not an advertiser, and they should be easy to find. So if you look at a group over here, like Melbourne Heart Care, you can see we've got e-refer there. And what you would do is you would choose a location that you'd like to send the referral to. And then I'll show you the form, but I'm not going to send the referral because this is absolutely live at the moment. So what happens is a smart form comes up. And this is a Healthlink Smartform. And this, the great thing about this form is because it's done by Healthlink, it can be received by almost all software that's compatible with Healthlink. So you don't need to have best practice talking to medical director or medical director talking to Genie. You just need to speak to Healthlink, and then the form gets delivered as a PDF. So if you look here, we've got the contact details of where we're doing the referral to. Now note I didn't put a specialist in there, so it's just got the group name. And some information which has to be filled in. So the referral deck will automatically be filled in. All this will be filled in, but you can change it. If it's an urgent referral, you can tick it there, and then you would have to fill in the description of why it's urgent. What you also need to fill in is a reason for the patient referral, and that is, the referral will not be sent without that being filled in. So anything with a little red asterisk needs to be completed for this referral to be sent. So there's a whole bunch of other things you can do here, but the great thing about this is you don't have to copy and paste, you pull it from your software. So all this is pulled from the patient record. Unfortunately, my test patient doesn't have much in the way of medical history, so there's not too much there. But if you do have a lot on your patient record, you can click it and then it will be brought in. And if you don't think it's relevant, don't click it and it won't be brought in. Now I will close this one down and just go back to do a few more searches before we do a complete form. So I'm back here in the patient record. I go to Healthlink and then I go to new form, and that takes me back to the landing page where I click the orange over there for the private specialists and referrals. Okay, so I've got another search I can do here. If we search by category, we've got Obs-Gyn, and then we can search by postcode or by area, and we're going to do 1 Turner. There we go, and we can search the specialists. So again, we've got a variety of specialists that have come up, and some of them are live for electronic referrals, and some of them are showing as manual refer. Now, manual refer in this case means that the form won't be sent electronically by Healthlink. You complete exactly the same form, but it doesn't get sent at the end. You need to print it out, and I'll show you one of those in a bit. So what we actually have to show you now. So let's choose this one. As we looked at 1 Turner, we'll check 1 Turner. Now the great thing about this is I can actually send the form, but it won't go to her because I'd need to print it out. So once the form comes up, we've got a little notice that we cannot support attachments, so I won't be able to do that. So here again is the specialist details, the address that I've chosen to send the referral to, the date, and I am going to just type something in here because otherwise the referral won't get sent. Any additional information, and we do ask that GPs put as much information in as possible, just because this is a standard form, and if you are sending it to an oncologist or a sleep specialist, that's the same form, so a little bit more information does make the form more relevant and the referral a better referral. So here we go. We cannot attach referrals because this is a manual refer. And again, we can choose what we want to put in here, but there's nothing in my test patient. Again, not too much here, but I could tick whatever I think is relevant. the patient information. Here is my date of birth, my Medicare number, a few other things that are essential. I do need the state to be filled in. Your patient will probably have the state filled in because that will all be brought in from your software. And then my information is all over here. And one thing I can say is I see a lot of referrals that get sent by main surgery. I think that's people just having not filled it in. So if you do find that your practice address says main surgery, just go into your software and change your user and fill in your correct details. And then you'll never have to change it again. It'll all be on the referral. So what I'm going to show you is, if I do a preview, you can see what this referral looks like. So this is exactly what the referral looks like when it's finished. And it's quite a neat little referral. Obviously, the more things you fill in, the more there will be in the referral. But it's quite clear, easy to read. And as I said, it's a Healthlink form. So it was designed by Healthlink to be as clear as possible. So I've got here, preview, not submitted copy. If I hit submit, I will now get a notification that it can't receive online forms. So then I open my PDF and I print that PDF out and I give it to the patient. Now I know we're doing electronic referrals, but the reason I showed you this is just to show that it's the same form whether you are doing a referral electronically or whether you need to do it by fax at the end. And the great thing about that is, you know, some GPs find it quite difficult. They search for specialists, find that they're not live for electronic referrals. They have to close out that program, open another program, and then submit a referral by fax. With this, it's the same referral, whether you print it out or you submit it electronically. So there's no barrier to, you know, having to change software the whole time to do referrals in a different way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a test referral to myself, going fully complete, just to show you how to do it all the way from start to finish and to show you how it gets received. So I'm going to send it to Mickey Mouse, which is my test specialist. And I go to Mickey Mouse and I search specialists because I knew the name, I still have to put that in. So Mickey Mouse has got a few different referral addresses. And if I'm going to actually click into Mickey Mouse first. So if I'm not sure about the specialist, I can click into it and see that there's a little bit more information over here. So I have got 3. So I'm going to then choose the location as that so I can show you how it comes a little bit later. And I'm going to do exactly the same steps, but I would like to show you the attachments this time and show you how the attachments come out at the end. So again, I'm filling in my information. This time I'm going to tick this one as urgent. Attachments, I can actually do attachments here because this is live for electronic referrals. So what I'm going to do is I am going to browse my patient file to see if I can find my to see if I've got my test that I'm looking for. So I do have a blood test over here. I'm going to take that and I'm going to attach it. Can that work? Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. My computer's not so happy with me. I might have a little bit going on. I've got a few too many things here. Sorry about that. That's definitely a computer thing. Okay. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to browse for my local file and I'm going to browse and I'm going to check. I've got an X-ray on my desktop. I'm going to grab that X-ray and I'm going to add it and I'm going to add that to my patient referral. So in here, I don't have anything to add. Again, I need to add my state. and then my referrer information is all okay. So I'm going to preview this one just because it looked a little bit funny a few minutes ago. Oops, urgent description. Okay. Preview. So here on my preview, it's telling me that I've got the blood test it's over here. And I've got an X-ray over here. And I just want to check that those were properly added because my computer did something a little bit strange there. So I'm going to close out of that. And I'm going to submit that referral. Now, can you see here? It says sent and acknowledged on, and it's got the date and the time. Now that date and time over there is showing me that that's been accepted by Healthlink. It doesn't actually, it hasn't been accepted by the specialist software yet. So Healthlink's got it and Healthlink is attempting to deliver it. So it's been successfully received by Healthlink, but not been seen by a specialist at the moment. I've got my little note there that it's urgent and that's showing in bright red. And if I wanted to, I could still print that out and hand that to the patient to take with them for to see the specialist. So I'm going to close out of that. It's going to take me a little while to check that referral's come in. But what I wanted to show you is if I close out of my patient record, sorry, my medical director's not liking me at the moment. I want to show you, once I'm at the patient record, I can show you all the forms that I've sent so that you can see the status of your referrals. And this is something that's quite good to keep track of. Okay, so once I'm here, don't laugh. I go to Tools, and I go to Healthlink, and I go to Track Forms. Now this shows all the forms that I have sent. I'm just making it a little bit bigger. I'm just going to clear the filters. So this is showing all the forms that I have sent. And you can see I sent this one a while ago and I've got an acknowledgement error. Oh, sorry about this. Okay. So that's showing all. And I can see at the moment, this one that I just sent now hasn't showed through yet, but it will come through in a minute. I'm going to close that. And I'm going to open another patient. I'm going to open the same patient again. There we go. And I'll just run through the search function again, if you don't mind. Are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I think the more the better. No, the people that are watching it reinforces it for them. It's great. So, cool. And please too, there's no questions in there as yet. If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat box for Nicole and we'll go through them after.
Okay, so I have just opened the patient again, and this is the same patient I used to send the test referral. If I go to Healthlink, but I haven't actually gone to checking the new form, I can see that this referral that I just sent to Mickey Mouse a few minutes ago is here, and it's been acknowledged. So that actually is showing that that has not just been acknowledged by Healthlink, that has now been acknowledged by the specialist software. So we can actually go look at it and see how that looks in my software. So I do have a portal account, which is quite quick. I can show you here. So I've got a Healthlink portal account and I can see this referral. And this was, has it come in? I'm just going to quickly do that. Sorry, there isn't a refresh button, so you have to come back to the inbox to get the inbox. So here we go. This is the referral we just sent. See the SR 33343. And if I go to my medical director here, SR33343, so that's the ID number, and every referral's got a unique ID number, and that's the main thing that I use to track referrals when I call people. So that referral that we just sent does have its little exclamation mark on it, showing that it has, you know, urgent. So if I click on that, this is the referral that comes up. It's urgent, with my lovely description as to why it's urgent, and the information that we put in. And this is what I was really keen on showing you. So it shows you here that we've got the blood test and the x-ray, but they actually come in as part of the referral. They don't come in as a separate attachment. So it's one packet of information for the specialists instead of having a referral with separate attachments. So that's my x-ray and that's my blood test. And that's one referral, which makes it really easy for the specialists to get everything into their software as one go, rather than having lots of attachments they've got to scan in separately.
Looks excellent, Nicole. It's really good.
So back to this one. So can you see now that it is showing in my Healthlink forms? And this, when I go to Healthlink here, it shows all the referrals for all the different patients. So I do use Donald Duck quite a lot, but I have sent other referrals with other patients, and they are here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the new form, and I'm going to do another search. Or actually, I'll just click on somebody who is highlighted. So here we go, we've got Dr. Manikau. Now maybe he's somebody you don't know, but you like him, you look at his picture and you go, ah, that's great, and you can have a look and see what he does. And this, because he's got a profile, he's got a little bit more information, which does make it easier for the GPs to make a decision if they're not sure who to send to, because sometimes the GPs don't know who to send to. And sometimes just searching by category can help. I'm just going to go orthopedic surgery, and I'm going to select specialists. And what you would like to do here, you can check what sort of orthopedic surgeon it is, because you'd hate to make a referral to a shoulder surgeon who, you know, for an ankle. So once you have got your main category, you can look on the left-hand side and you can check, okay, elbow surgery, and the specialists come up that do it. If you are looking for elbow surgery and by location, you might narrow your options down quite a bit. I'm just going to go back. And so we can go hand and wrist surgery, or let's go joint replacement. And we've got quite a few. And a lot of them are alive for electronic referrals. But what I wanted to show you now is if I click on Matthew Evans, so say my patient is not sure who they want to go to, I can actually send an email patient. So what this means is I type in the patient details now. I have a very long email address. So Nicole at specialist. Okay, there we go. So if the patient is not sure who they want to see, and you're giving them the option of maybe 2 specialists, you can send them that email patient. And what happens is we send them an email, so they don't get to see your personal email address. So you don't have to worry about that. They get a message into their email. And it's not quite there yet. It will come through in a few minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like. And that is a link to the Oz Health Pages directory. And that will just show them a website, a basic website with a little bit more information about Dr. Evans. Let's go back. One other thing we can do is I've been asked a few times about sports. So when our categories here, we don't have everything. We've got the main categories here, but we don't have sports medicine showing up. So what you can do, if you type in a keyword, you can type in sports, and you either get sports injuries or sports medicine, and you can choose sports medicine. And there, everyone comes up again. So if you don't see the category in the main search field, just type in a word, because we couldn't fit everything in the drop-down menu. We had to, consider screen size for the GPs and make it easy to still be able to click out of that. Now, one thing you probably have noticed is you don't need to add an EDI in. So the EDI is the Healthlink electronic delivery address that is attached to the software that the specialists use. We have done that all in the background, so there's no need to update address books and no need to just keep updating, changing phone numbers, changing faxes, making sure that the referral is sent to the correct place. We keep all that done in the background, and we have a team of people who phone specialists every day and check that the information is still correct, and also try get as many people on Healthlink as possible, just so that you can see all the referrals. All the people that are live on Healthlink have the e-referrals. And let's go, let's go psychiatry. So we try to get as many people on e-refer as possible. For somebody like this, they probably are at 3 different places and they have e-refer at 2 places, but one is still manual refer there. So same process, same form, it's whether you submit it electronically or send it by fax. So psychiatry, there's a lot of people who don't want e-referrals, just because they have told us that they like the option of saying no, and they feel like they are obligated to accept the referral if they get it electronically. So it's probably not the best one as far as e-refer goes, but there's a nice balance of manual refer and e-refer if you are looking for somebody. Now, any questions?
There is, Nicole. There is some questions. So you're okay if I start asking you some now?
Please, yeah.
First question, can you put our letterhead on the form?
No. So this is a Healthlink Smartform, and it's a basic form, and it's exactly the same form for everybody. There might be in the future the potential of adding a letterhead, but at the moment it's a basic form for everyone. Yeah.
Does the referral land in letters?
Depending on what software. So for most software, it comes into an inbox and incoming letters, or but it's along with the pathology reports. There are some software that is separated from pathology, but mostly in incoming letters. Or in Medical Director, it comes into holding file. I don't know if you want me to show you that, where it comes into.
That'd be great if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll just close out of that. So on Medical Director, you don't have a letters folder, you've got correspondence, and you check holding file there. And my patient, my specialist is Mickey Mouse. And this is, close. And these are all the referrals that I have had sent to Mickey Mouse.
Beautiful. Mickey Mouse is very busy.
Very, very busy. So yeah, and then you can click on it and you get the referral over here, and then you can make the patient record from that referral. But obviously this is for GPs, so not many GPs are going to be making patient records from the referral. There are a few specialists on Medical Director, but Jeannie's the big one. Any other questions?
Yes. Can you show us where the e-referral is saved after it is submitted?
Yes. So I am in my patient. Oh my goodness, I've totally blanked. Okay, so when I go to Healthlink, everything I've submitted is over here. Letters. There we go. So this is letters that have been sent. And can you see that there? Is that fine? Is that how you would use it? So I would go either Healthlink, or that would be for all specialists, all patients, and letters would be for the patient that's opened. So those are all my referrals there, and I can just see them on the right-hand side, a little bit of a preview.
Oh, okay. So with MD, does it save a copy of the referral automatically?
Yes.
And
all the software it saves automatically, yes.
Okay. And does that go into the patient's file, or does that go into like a holding file?
No, this is in the patient record, and I do have the patient open at the moment, so that's why we can see it here. So it's in the letters
Okay.
of the patient record. If you want to see all the Healthlink forms or every referral that has been sent, I'm just going to close out of my patient. I tried showing you this earlier, but it wasn't showing the latest referral. Just going to take, yep, so I'm not going to click too many times. So once I close my patient, I can show you all referrals that have been sent as the GP. So if I'm a GP and I don't want to check the referrals that have been sent on this patient, I want to check all my referrals. I go to Tools, Healthlink, Track Forms. Okay, I'm just going to clear filters because I don't know what filter I've got on, but I always have to do that so I can see all the forms that have been sent. Oh, that drives me mad. So a lot of these are, can you see these are auto-saved? So nothing was ever sent. That's more me demonstrating to people how to do things. So that referral's never been sent. Submitted, that one was submitted, but was an acknowledgement error. That was a test referral because we're having a problem with the software. That one again was parked. So what I could do is I could.
So what does parked mean?
So I actually submitted, okay, I'll show you. So instead of sending the form, finishing the referral, I started doing it and then I parked it. So I do have the option of going back to it at a later stage, but I would have to go into that patient record. That's Penny Anderson, not Donald Duck. Go back into her record and find the parked referral and continue at
That's
a
just
later
basically
stage.
putting it on hold.
Yeah, it's putting on hold, yes.
Yep. Okay.
So a lot of these, unfortunately, I don't always send the referrals because I'm more demonstrating how to do it rather than sending them. But you can see I do a lot of test referrals to specialists, especially when we think there is an error to their software. So we do a test referral and see what happens, and then we get Healthlink to deal with it if there are problems. Okay, so that is where the referral status is. Or your acknowledgement status and medical director for all your patients. I'm going to go back to my test patient in case anybody has some more questions there.
Yes, I do. Do I need to send a new referral if I have submitted and not included all the correct information?
If it's submitted, you probably won't be able to resubmit it, so you would have to do a new referral.
Okay.
Yeah, because once the referral has been submitted, it becomes a PDF, and that PDF cannot be altered, and it's a binding document.
I don't want to ask you this one. Sorry, Nicole. Does MD save a copy of referral automatically?
Yes.
I didn't ask you that one, didn't I? Sorry.
Yes. No, that's fine. If you want, I can just show, go through the process again and maybe do a little bit more searching, because that's the fun bit, is finding specialists, especially if you don't know, if you're not sure who to refer to. Does anybody have a category or anything? No? A specialist you'd like to see?
No.
No, that's fine. So I'll just show you again. We went to the landing page. We are here at the main search part. So I'll choose a category again. Let's go oral and maxillo. Just guessing. So I don't know all the suburbs, so I'm going to try Bandura.
Yep.
And let's see. So not too many. Yep, some, but that you can see, just a basic. We've got all the addresses. If you want to look at the specialist a little bit more, you can see where he is. You can see here by the email address, it looks like he's at the same place, with 4 locations. I'll go back. I'll show you I'll go back to the cardiology again, because that's quite a good one. We've got a lot of big groups there. So if you go to Melbourne Heart Clinic for Kids, you can see we've got an e-refer on the group record. So you can just do a refer to the group without a specialist name. Otherwise, you click into it and you can choose one of the specialists and then make a referral directly to the specialists. You can see a little bit more information about the specialist there. So say I decide I want to go Michael Cheng. You can see, go back to his group. A little bit of information about him, not too much, but you can just go have a look around and go back and just make a decision by flicking through a few specialists and a few specialist groups. I'm going to go back to that one, cardiology. I was looking for one. No. Let's go cardiothoracic surgery. I was just looking for a group that didn't have an e-refer, because there are groups that the group doesn't accept referrals, but I know what. Okay, so Melbourne Orthopaedic Group is quite a mixed bunch. There's no group referral, so you have to click on to choose a specialist that works there. And then within these specialists, some of them are electronic referrals and some of them aren't. So here's, but you can look at there's quite a few that aren't. And even though they are all working together, some of them are accepting electronic referrals and some of them aren't. They've just said that they, some of them love them, some of them are not so happy with the way it works in their software, and they're really busy, so they don't want to take on something else. So even within one group where everyone's at one place, there's still a variety of e-refer and manual refer within the group. But again, for this one, there's no referral to the group. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So you would then choose, you'd read through here, choose a specialist and decide what you take it from there. Specialist there. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Can I ask you, what does a clinic need to do to accept electronic referrals via Healthlink?
If they have a Healthlink EDI and their software is compatible, they can automatically receive electronic referrals. They don't need to do anything. But the reason, what I do a lot of my day is call people to make sure that they found them, that they know where to find them in their software. And once they know where to find them, they're usually happy to keep them. The only thing that some people do in some of the more difficult software, we've set up email notifications to remind them to look into their incoming letters or their inbox, just because sometimes with the more complicated software, they don't get any notifications. So they don't need to do anything as long as they've got a Healthlink EDI, but we're working with them to make sure that they can find them and manage them and they see them all the time.
Excellent. When they are received, do they go automatically into this correspondence holding bay for assignment, etc.?
Depending on the specialist software, they come into an inbox and incoming letters. They are all coming into one place, usually with the pathology reports, and somebody needs to open them and either link them to a patient record or alert reception to make a patient record and link it to them. But yes, they do all come into one place, and that one place does need to be monitored. When that referral says it's been acknowledged, it's been acknowledged by their software. That doesn't mean a human being has seen it, but that's where we come in with phoning around and educating the specialists and making sure that they do pick their referrals up.
Another one for you. Do you see all? Sorry, just trying to read the question. Sorry.
Yes.
Do you see all then Healthlink referrals from all the doctors in my clinic have done for all patients when you look in Healthlink in a medical?
Oh, so are you talking about a practice manager wanting to see all the
Might be, yeah.
I'm not so sure about that because I've only got medical director for one person. So I can see all my patients in one place, but I don't have more than one person. So
Okay.
I've not I can ask medical director. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't know about that. I know with ZMed that the practice manager can view everybody's inbox at the same time. And I know in Genie, but to see everyone that's been made, I'm not 100% sure of. If that makes sense, by
Yeah.
all the GPs, yeah.
Yeah. Can you attach path and radiology results to a non-electronic referral, a manual referral?
No.
Okay.
So they need to be scanned in and sent separately.
Okay. Can you edit a copy of an electronic referral when saved and resend it? No, you've answered that.
No. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Let me just see.
Got a lot of questions, guys.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're making the most of you see. Do you see all the Healthlink e-referrals from all the GPs sent? Is that in track forms?
So from all the GPs, that's the thing I'm not sure about. If you
Okay.
can see all the GPs. I think it's the same sort of question. So track forms, as I said, because I'm only one GP practitioner on my software, I've only ever seen one. I don't know if you can see all the GPs. Maybe if the practice manager's got certain permissions that I don't have, maybe they can, but I think that would be a medical director question.
Okay, that's fine.
I will find that out because I've never been asked that before. I'm so sorry.
No, that's good. We all learn all the time. It just goes to show you. So that looks like, have I got any other questions? Do we have to sign the manual referral form?
I don't think so. I know for electronic referrals, you don't need to sign them because the software there's an agreement in the software that the electronic referrals have been, I don't know how to put it, that, the practice manager, whoever's in charge of the software, is valid, for want of a better word. I think the manual referrals are exactly the same. I've never been asked about signing a manual referral before.
See what?
Yes. I've been asked why you don't need to sign electronic referrals, especially by the specialists who want one signed, but we looked into that and you don't need a signature due to the practice manager, whoever the software is registered to, having an agreement with the software.
Are specialists replying to GPs using Healthlink?
Some of them are. I can't tell you, I don't. When I phone specialists, some of them are using it all the time and they say they use it for everything. Some are using Argus more, so I don't know if they would have to do the reply by email or by fax if they don't have Healthlink. We're hoping that the specialists who are receiving also set up a Healthlink account to reply, but we don't know, we can't see that.
Hey, I think that's all the questions I've got.
That's fine. It's a lot more than I've ever had before.
Oh, there you go. No, I've got another one.
Okay.
We could not find the Healthlink icon in our medical director last week.
Okay.
Any way they can?
So the first thing I would do would be to speak to Healthlink. Maybe it's not set up.
Okay.
But when I'm in my medical director, if I'm on a patient record, it's right there. So I always tell people, look at the smiley face, go right to the other end, click on that, and then go back underneath the smiley face there for the forms. And that's how I remember. But if it's not there, and if any of these other forms are missing, or that form is missing, Healthlink, it only takes them a couple of minutes to remote into your computer and put them on for you.
So they just contact Healthlink?
Healthlink, yes, the Healthlink help desk.
Okay.
And the number's up here.
Yep, the 1-800 number. So in case you can't see that, it's 1-800 125 036.
Yes.
So if you're having any trouble with that. So, and someone said, where can we find the help? So contact that number, the 1-800 125 036, or you've got helpdesk@healthlink.net if you want to email.
If you want to get hold of us for specialists and referrals, you can go to the specialists and referrals form and we have got the information there. Oh, sorry. It's over here. So that's our phone number there, 1-800-147-047, or sisupport@specialistreferrals.com.au. You can also Google specialists and referrals and use the website. We are part of the Oz Health Pages directory, actually, and so you could also submit a query through that. Oh, so this was, remember earlier I sent an email patient? I forgot to show you that. So we sent an email patient from one of the specialists. So if I click on that, because I send it to myself, you get a little notification. It says, hello, your GP test, well, that's my name, test referral, sent you the profile and contact details of Mr. Matthew Evans on, okay, so you can just click and then it takes you to the Oz Health Pages website that has more information about the specialist. And again, if you need any help, you can contact suggestion, basically any one of these. They'll come through to somebody at the office and they'll get passed on to the correct person. The Oz Health Pages directory is for public. So for the man in the street to find specialists. So it's got slightly different information. It doesn't have all the stuff that the SR does, but it has a few more things like male, female, things like directions on how to get there and stuff like that. So a little bit more generic for the man in the street to find a specialist. So yeah, that's linked to us as well. So it's the same company.
Okay. I've just had a couple more questions come through, Nicole.
Yeah, no problem.
What version of MD do you have, Mexi?
I'm using 4.0. Oh, no, Medical Director Clinical.
Okay.
If that's the correct one, yes. So this is the GP one, the main GP one, not the specialist one.
Next one, where does the specialist Healthlink response letter come into Medical Director?
It should be in letters. Let me just close out of this, or the correspondence. So anything anything that comes in will go to correspondence, and then you'll check your holding file. Okay. And then when this is all my incoming letters that have been come into the specialist. I would then have to click on them, and then there are ways of moving it to the patient record, but I have totally forgotten how to do that. I never do it, but you would assign this to the patient record, and then the response letter would be then in the patient record file. I'm just going to click on that and see.
Do we use this system for public outpatient clinic?
So at the moment, we only do private specialists. Okay. And it's probably going to stay private specialists with the potential of doing private allied health in the future. But the public system's a bit big.
Nicole, just letting you know that they can send Healthlink Smartforms to all the outpatient specialist clinics.
Yes.
At Monash, Austin, Northern, and Eastern Health.
So we do have, that's not us.
That's not you.
The Smartforms, there's a whole bunch of other ones. Yeah. I've just got a few here, but there are a lot more depending on where you're located. You'll have different forms on. Yeah. Okay. I was too quick, wasn't I?
You were. Everybody's going to get an early mark. I think we've gone through all the questions, so that's brilliant.
And was there anything that you thought I should run over again quickly?
No, I don't think so. I think you've repeated some of it a couple of times, which is great for the people that are viewing. So, and it is recorded, and I will be sending out a copy of the recording to all the attendees as well, so they can watch it again, which is fantastic. It's the beauty of technology.
Great. And you've got the PDF to send through the.
Yes, I've also got a PowerPoint presentation which will go out to all the attendees as well. So So if there's no more questions, I might wrap you up a few minutes early and everyone can have an early mark and go and have their dinner and a glass of wine or play with their kids or something, so before they go to bed. So I'd like to thank you so much, Nicole, for doing this for us. It's been really informative and really easy to understand and watch you go through all that. It's been fantastic. So.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Sally. Thanks for having us. Or thank you for having me, actually. It's just me tonight.
Thank you so much. And everybody, when I sign you out, there will be a short survey. There's only a few questions, but if you wouldn't mind answering that for me, that would be brilliant. So thank you again, everybody, and good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.